First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to David and his team for giving us all the opportunity to immerse ourselves in NLP over the next 3 days and to spend time with like-minded people in such a friendly and welcoming environment. So thank you, David. My name, as David said, is Karen Moxom, and I'm the Managing Director of NLP. I'm the author of the NLP Professional and editor and publisher of Rapport magazine and publisher of our 2 journals, Acuity and Current Research in NLP. At ANLP, our role is twofold. We support NLP professionals like you all over the UK and abroad to do the best they can in NLP. And we also give the general public advice, impartial advice, about NLP. So, why bring professionalism into NLP? During the NLP Conference question time last year, the question of standards in NLP was raised. One of the main concerns expressed at the time was about standardising NLP and therefore losing the freedom and flexibility which is actually really key to NLP practice. There seems to be a lot of confusion around introducing standards into NLP and standardising NLP. The Oxford Dictionary definition of standards is a level of quality or attainment. So in NLP, standards simply means identifying some key models and practices and strategies which are already being implemented by good NLP practitioners and documenting these as basic standards of good practice. In other words, modelling excellence and identifying what makes a good NLP professional. Of course, the benefits of identifying some of these key models and strategies held by good NLP professionals means that the how to be a good NLP professional can be left to you as individuals, and therefore you retain the right to make ethical and professional judgments about your clients. After all, you are much better placed than any professional body or government in working out exactly how you can assist your clients in getting the best from their NLP consultational training. So the intention of our work is to ensure flexibility and make sure that this can be maintained by every professional in the field within a bigger picture framework of standards and of good practice. As we all know, there are a few less than professional people working in NLP, so it is important to offer assurance to the public who are your potential clients. And the reason for even raising this question is because the NLP community is at a crossroads and has some decisions to make if we want NLP to stand alongside more widely accepted forms of positive psychology such as CBT, or alternatively, for it to fade away, like some other fads have done over the years. In an unregulated industry, faced with competition from professions which are rapidly becoming more widely accepted and mainstream, NLP is in danger of becoming overlooked, or even worse, being dismissed as quackery. And because of where NLP currently sits in society, embraced by a few, ridiculed by others, and still unheard of by many, the NLP professionals we represent share our belief that one of the things we can do to change this is to work together to identify some of the key models of best practice. I was only speaking to somebody at an event last week. They're a published author and they've written a book in their particular field of expertise, which is riddled with NLP anecdotes and theories. And yet, in common with many other NLP practitioners, they prefer not to even mention the phrase NLP within their book. Most of you will have invested hundreds, if not thousands of pounds in NLP training and workshops over the years. So isn't it time we were able to stand up in every walk of life and say we are proud to be NLP professionals? And more importantly, if we want that time and money to have been a valuable investment in our future, don't we want to be in a position where NLP is valued and widely accepted as a possible solution to some of the many challenges facing people in today's society. Wouldn't you like to be part of a professional field which has a good reputation for supporting young people in the education system, assisting both patients and staff in the NHS to work through health challenges in a more holistic way, making a positive and recognised difference to business practice, and supporting individuals in an array of lifestyle challenges, from becoming more confident with public speaking, to helping with weight loss issues, from stopping smoking, to gaining enough confidence to handle job interviews. There is work to be done, and with the wealth of experience and expertise we have in the community, and indeed in this room today, this is something we can achieve. So why collaboration? In 2005, when I took over NLP, amid a bit of controversy, I believed, and still do, that if there could be 500 or 5,000 or even 50,000 NLP practitioners making a difference because of the support they have from NLP, then together we'd be making a bigger difference than I could ever have hoped to have achieved on my own, and more than any one person can do alone. The same belief applies when it comes to identifying models of good practice. It's not for NLP or any other professional body to simply dictate what has to happen. And yet if we, as a group of NLP professionals, fail to take advantage of where we are right now, we may find in a few years' time that others step in and attempt to do exactly that, possibly in the form of some sort of government regulation. Judging by some of the complaints we have received about NLP practice this year, it's only going to take one high-profile example of bad practice, and we could find the government stepping in with their size-level boots. And if anyone needs an example of where that may lead to slight overkill, just think about our current health and safety regulation, which means that my son can no longer play conkers unless he's wearing safety goggles. Do we want to play a part in determining our own future, or do we want to abstain from this particular discussion and leave it all to others? We've all been taught about cause and effect and the importance of taking responsibility. So perhaps it's time to apply these words of wisdom to our own professional practice and start to really engage in the process. A few thousand years ago, Aristotle made the observation that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And maybe it still holds true today. I've already mentioned that collaboration and professionalism in NLP is really about working together to identify models and strategies which can be put in place at the same time as you all keeping your own unique identity. I can think of a few examples where this idea of collaboration does work well. What about Formula One racing, where each driver competes for an individual championship, and yet at the same time the constructors also have their eye on the Constructors' Championship? And what about The Young Apprentice, which started on BBC One last week? Who's been watching that? Wouldn't it be true to say that whilst all the contestants are actually after one prize, they stand a much better chance of winning by working as a team, first of all, to get through the weekly challenges? So, if you believe that the standard of NLP professionalism we set for the future relies on collaboration, there are a number of collaborative events taking place this weekend. Michael Hall and Frank Kuchelik are hosting a leadership summit this afternoon. This arose as part of a shared vision at the 2011 conference. They have invited the more senior leaders in the field, trainers, authors and researchers, to create a non-official context for those who are leading the field and give them the opportunity to get acquainted more personally and talk about the legacy we want to create. They hope that by spending time talking to each other and the meaning of what we're doing, we will come to understand our diversity and trust each other to build a more collaborative future. On Saturday evening, there's the collaboration in the NLP community panel discussion, led by Michael Hall, Ian McDermott, and Shelley Rose Charvet via Skype. They have been exploring and modelling some of the critical factors of collaboration and will present some of their findings to clarify what we can do and can stop doing to be more collaborative. On Sunday lunchtime, there is a What Makes an NLP Professional open forum. I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. Our own contribution to this professionalism and collaboration is focused in three main areas right now. First of all, the NLP Professional Values Elicitation Project. Second, the What Makes an NLP Professional collaboration. And third, research in NLP. Our first project was launched a few weeks ago, the NLP Professional Values Elicitation Project. In line with our plan to identify some of the key attributes of an NLP professional, Robert Dilts gave us permission to model the NLP Millennium Project, which took place in 2000. Their original goal was to identify some of the core values which make us a global community. Their reasons were twofold. The identification of these values can help to solidify the bonds between people within the community, as well as attract others who have like-minded values. And also, the communication of these values to people within other professional groups can help to raise the credibility of NLP and communicate to others what we're about. Our goal is to gain insights into the core values held by NLP professionals today. We hope to better understand those core values held by NLP professionals which relate specifically to their mission or calling when working within NLP, so that others can model them. By defining the values which underpin our own industry, we start to define our professional field of practice. Our aim is to survey as many people working in NLP as we can, so the results are properly representative of the NLP community. We therefore issue an invitation to all the main UK membership organisations and via our own social media links, so we could ascertain the values of as many professionals as we could reach. So you may well have already received this invitation to participate online via the Professional Guild, INELTA, ABNLP or ITA, and we thank them for collaborating in this project. And if you haven't yet had the opportunity to participate, then you will find a questionnaire in your NLP Conference bag. I'm sure you all know how to elicit your values, and there is a reminder of how to do this on the sheet. If you get the opportunity to complete this at some point over the weekend, then please return it to our stand just over there. And if you don't, there is a link on the sheet so you can complete the survey online. The deadline for this is the 30th of November 2012. And if you're interested in the results of this project, there is an opportunity to leave your name and contact details on the form or online. We promise to only use this information to contact you with the results of the survey. When we engage the views of a wide section of the NLP community, we can then encompass these with these values within the broader-based model of what makes an NLP professional. So back to that wider question. As I've already said, now is the time for the NLP community to step up to the plate and shape the future of NLP as a serious professional field. These are the questions we've been asking, and really they encompass: what standards could we be setting? What standards could we be seen to be achieving? What could we be asking ourselves? And what can we learn from others? As I said, these are just some of the questions we've been asking at ANLP, and yet they're not questions we feel we should be asking or answering alone. To shape the future of our profession, we need to have input from the community as a whole, and that's why we're asking you for your opinion. We're holding an open forum on Sunday lunchtime at 1 o'clock, so you have the chance to discuss and put forward your ideas around the questions of what makes an NLP professional. You're all invited to come along and get involved with the discussions around shaping the future for NLP. Again, together with the other main associations and NLP trainers, including our own advisory board and external verification panel, the Professional Guild, INELTA, and other well-known names in our field, we've come up with a few questions to get the discussion started. On Sunday, you'll have the opportunity to share your thoughts as to what the answers are. Additionally, we'd also like to hear what other questions you think we could ask, or that you feel are particularly important to consider. So to start the ball rolling, and give you some things to think about for Sunday lunchtime, I'd like to share with you some of the questions which have been put together by the main NLP associations, and which will be up for discussion. They encompass what sort of thing we could consider having in place before an NLP practitioner can call themselves a professional. Are there other factors which could be taken into account, such as hours of practice and experience, a certain level of qualification which needs to be achieved, supervision or mentoring, type of service that's being delivered in the first place, and existing experience or qualifications which may complement NLP? What else, if anything, could we be thinking about as a community which will enhance and encompass best practice? The format of the open forum will be along the lines of small debating circles, so everyone has the opportunity to share their views about the questions you choose to discuss. Each debating circle will have a facilitator, and all views and opinions will be collected. We want everyone to feel that they can get involved and give their views, and we value the synergies of doing this in small groups. There will undoubtedly be a number of fabulous ideas and suggestions that arise from this open forum. After the conference, we will elicit and collate these views, thoughts and opinions, and start putting together a framework for what makes an NLP professional, based upon this and the Values Elicitation Project. We then need to consider how these can be taken forward on behalf of the NLP community. And you could think about how you could support NLP and the other UK associations in taking these forward. So now on to the third section of our current work on NLP professionalism. Research in NLP. We hold a biennial international NLP research conference in conjunction with A University. And then we publish the journal, Current Research in NLP, based upon paper presentations at the conference. The last conference, held in July, proved a great opportunity for NLP practitioners and researchers to share their ideas, and specialised research workshops empowered many practitioners to understand the importance of research, and some even embraced the opportunity to develop research projects for themselves. A lot of this upskilling work is currently being reproduced in report through a series of research-related articles. I now have pleasure in introducing Dr. Paul Tosey from the University of Surrey Business School, who is on the NLP Research Conference Committee and who is the editor of Current Research in NLP.